Welcome back, everybody, to the Blueprint on How to Turn Goals into Achievement podcast for entrepreneurs. I am your host, speaker, coach, author, Andres Ruiz. And today we have a very special guest, somebody that I've had the honor of meeting and working with, as just a great guy who's doing a lot of amazing things, has done a lot of amazing things for our community. And this gentleman, I met him about a year ago, and just as soon as I met him, really we connected very well. I really liked his energy. His name is Jimmy Hart, and he is the CEO of Hart Global Industries, LLC, where he does a lot of good stuff with speaking in regards to leadership, diversity. He does coaching. He's also an author of two great books. So I just want to say thank you, Jimmy, for being on the show. How are you feeling today?
Andreas, I'm doing great. Thank you for inviting me to be on your show. I was listening to the things you were saying about me, but also for me, it's great to be a part of a network and a community of individuals like yourself who has been doing this work for some time, has written multiple books, is doing great work in coaching and in the community. So I just want to say thank you because I get to learn from you a lot. So thank you very much. Thank you for your model.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. I appreciate your kind words. And yeah, I mean, it's just like ever since we first met, I just felt this energy from you that I was like, okay, this guy's different. Like he really seems like an upbeat guy. He seems like he's really motivated. I really like that about you. And I always like to have the people who come on the show to kind of like brag a little bit about themselves. But I want to ask you, like, if I were to ask you, Jimmy, what would you say is like your superpower, something that you are good at? What is one skill that you've like, this is something that I'm good at? What would you say that is?
One superpower. I would say my one, if I could only pick one, my one superpower would be kindness. And the reason I share that is I'm 55 now. At age 24, my dad shared a quote with me. You never lose being kind.
Ooh.
And I've talked about that in my book as well. Kindness is like the X factor. So never lose being kind. And we've seen a lot in this world that we live in terms of how people function and tit for tat and trying to do harm. And then all the things we deal with within ourselves. So that's my one superpower, is being kind. No one will ever be able to say that I'm not kind to them. And if they do experience me not being kind, I will apologize immediately. But that's my one superpower. And I try to practice that in my daily life, in all situations. And then where I get the best training ground is at home with my kids, my family, and my wife. So I would say kindness is my one superpower.
Yeah, and there's nothing like that kindness. That is a very powerful superpower. But I also want to tell you that you have a second superpower, and you said it right now, which is you apologize. Apologizing is very powerful, and I think that is something that is a superpower that you have. For you to for you to say sorry to somebody, that takes a lot, but I'm guessing that you've done it so much that it probably gets easy over the years.
Definitely.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. So Jimmy, tell me a little bit about like what inspired you to get started with your organization, your company. What was that like that moment that you were like, something I want to do is maybe like go speaking, coaching, all this stuff. Tell us a little bit about that. Like what inspired you to get this started?
So what inspired me to start Hart Global Industries and get into the coaching, the speaking, the training? I'm a retired educator, spent 31 years working as an educator, as a teacher, athletic coach, as a school administrator, district administrator. And so once I began to really look at purpose and my purpose, and after these 31 years in education and realizing that whether I retire from an organization, go to a different organization, who I am and my purpose will always be with me. And so once I really zoomed in on purpose, and we talk about purpose a lot in leadership.
Yeah.
And it's like, it can have layers to it. And so once I moved into this idea of, look, my purpose is no matter where I am, this is who I am and what I'm going to be doing. Yeah. And then I thought about how can I expand upon. And so going from a classroom where I was teaching, my group of students, 140 to 150 kids, then going into administration, working at a school level, then going to the district level and supporting a district. And so always pursuing purpose. Now it's okay, let's go beyond the district. Let's go to multiple districts. Let's go across the country or even international. So that's what led me to starting Hart Global Industries. And the work has always been a part of who I am as a teacher, constantly trying to motivate your students.
Yeah.
As a school administrator, constantly trying to motivate your team, sow into your team, listen to your team, help your team with purpose, and then working at the district level. And so all those experiences drove me to start Hart Global Industries and realize, and this as a coach, getting to that point where you realize that you do have something of value to give to others, and not trying to compare your experiences to someone else's experiences.
Yeah.
And so, looking at all of that and looking at purpose drove me to start my business, Hart Global Industries, and share my story and share what I've learned, and hoping that I can help some people not make, a lot of the mistakes I made.
I love that. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. And, a lot of the stuff that you talked about is something that is so important and crucial to remind people of, purpose. And then also just to listening, like the power of listening. I mean, that is a superpower as well. And the more that we listen and the more that we, especially as coaches, we need to listen to our clients to see what their purpose is. But for people out there that are struggling to find a purpose, that are just like, I don't know what my purpose is, and I'm trying to find it, but for some reason it's not there. If I were to ask you, for those people struggling with finding their life's purpose, what are some tips that you would give them to find that purpose?
Tips I would give someone to find purpose. So I'll share a few tips. One is, a lot of times we're constantly moving so fast. Just take a minute to slow down. It's okay to turn the TV off and not watch television for a whole day.
Yeah.
You just stay off your phone. Just be with yourself.
Yes.
Just be with yourself and work on self-awareness. And that's something I'm constantly working on and trying to get better at day in and day out. So that'd be the one strategy, because there's a lot we can get from just spending time with ourselves. And then, for spiritual, I'm Christian, so just listening to, the Holy Spirit, listening to that voice. But we all have a voice that speaks to us. Our subconscious, there's a lot in our subconscious. So I'm just taking that time to listen. But the other thing I will encourage people, if you need help, ask for help. That's a big piece. Ask for help. If you know you are having a challenge finding purpose, and someone that helps with purpose, seek them out. And so this is where I'm gonna give a plug for this work, this industry of coaching and leadership coaching, and I believe in myself leadership coaching. Seek out a coach. Something we don't think about often is how we watch these dynamic people in different industries and on television, whether it's athletics or entertainers, or great leaders. But the thing that I think a lot of us don't pay attention to is that all of these individuals have coaches.
Yeah.
You take LeBron James, he probably has 4 or 5 different coaches.
Yeah.
It's 4 or 5 different coaches. You take a Taylor Swift or a Beyonce, they have multiple coaches, whether it be voice, acting coaches. And so we have the same opportunity to tap into coaches for our personal growth. And so those are the 2 suggestions I would share. Take some time to cut off, all your electronics and just spend time with yourself. It's an interesting place to just spend time with yourself.
Yeah.
And then all the voices and things that you hear,
Yeah.
reach out for help.
Oh man, those are some golden nuggets right there. Absolutely. I love when you said just slow down, turn off the TV, take a moment to spend some time with yourself. And I know that a lot of people struggle just spending time alone. But I think that that's how you really truly find yourself. And like you said, listening to that inner voice. I love that. Yeah, these are some golden gems, guys. If you guys take a moment, rewind that, because what Jimmy just dropped right now is extremely powerful. So thank you for sharing that, Jimmy. Now, in regards to, you got this project started, and you're doing a lot of great work. You've already done a lot of great work, which is amazing. Going from teaching to being an admin to district. I mean, you've done all these amazing things, written books. What would you say were some challenges that you had along the way when you were pursuing this journey of being a coach, a leader, all these things? What would you say have been some challenges that you come across, and how did you overcome those challenges?
It's a great question. At every phase of my career, and even starting my own business, there's always that inner voice, and it's amazing how it plays out. Are you good enough?
Mm.
Do you have what it takes? Are people going to listen to you? And that's where you have to continue to. So that's one challenge, and for that, it's just taking the opportunity to tap into those who are motivated, those who motivate you, keeping people in my tribe, in my circle, that I know believe in me, believe in my work. Because if you allow the negative voices to connect with the negative people who are saying stuff about you, it's easy to I'm not going to do this.
Ooh.
And then the other thing is getting over this, and I didn't come up with this. This is something I received from my pops, and that is this idea of fear pressure. We don't do a lot of stuff out of fear pressure, or we do a lot of stuff with fear pressure. We talk about peer pressure, or fear pressure is are afraid to move out of fear, out of fear of what someone else may say, what someone else may think. And so how do I address that fear pressure? And that's, again, just, taking that risk, putting that first foot in the water, then that second one in, and then getting knee deep and all the way in. You got it right there. I believe in myself. You got to just tap into, you have to be willing to try and not be afraid. So the same with fear pressure. It's, once you have that fear pressure moment, talk to yourself about all the great things that you have done, or the things that you are good at. There's something else we don't do a whole lot of, and I'm working on getting better at this. And that's that whole idea of just, so when you're by yourself and the TV's off and all that, take that time to visualize yourself succeeding.
Yeah, man.
Or visualize yourself at something you did great at. And so that becomes a reminder that, I can do this.
Yes, man.
So those are the two. And then the other one, the third one, I'm a great procrastinator. I'm a great procrastinator, and I can come up with all kinds of reasons for procrastinating and trying to make a perfect product. Or needing some validation for what I'm trying to do. Or maybe I need to go take a break and eat and come to it. And it's just, you got to jump in, just start. There's nothing like starting. Going on a vacation, we got to turn that key on and that engine, put that foot on the gas. That's the only way we're going to get there to that destination. So we just got to move forward.
Good stuff. Yeah. Ooh, man, that right there. Like, that's it, man. That was a great show. I just kidding. That was, everything that you just talked about, everybody deals with that. I even deal with some of these things that you're talking about the not feeling good enough. Do I have what it takes? I hear that so often. And I mean, the obvious answer is you're absolutely good enough. But like you said, if you allow those internal, voices to take over, and then on top of it, have like these external voices as well take over, forget about it. You're not going to believe in yourself. And I love what you said about just having these people on your side who will motivate you, who will believe in you, because that fear pressure is real, man. I love what you said. Not peer pressure, but fear pressure, man. I'm taking that one, that's for sure. Like, I'm remembering that one. And just like taking the time, again, being silent and in the moment to just visualize yourself succeeding is great. And I love all these analogies that you use, kind of like, if you want to go on that trip, got to put that, that foot on the pedal and let's go. And taking like that first little step, how you dip your toe in the water and then go until you go knee deep and just keep going. Those little baby steps, all this stuff that you just mentioned is so much great wisdom. The one that I did love was of the importance of surrounding yourself with people that motivate you and people that believe in you. Tell our audience, like, just how important that's been in your life and just how important it continues to be in your life to surround yourself with these positive, motivated people.
Oh, it's like ultimate extreme important because we live in a society where businesses, entertainment, media thrive on the negative narrative. And so it's so deeply ingrained, I would say, just in our culture to want to hear something negative about someone or put something negative out where we've heard. So you have to surround yourself, and as a leader, or if you're starting a business, or if you want to coach, you want to start a nonprofit, you've got an invention, you have to put yourself around people that believe in you, because there's always the naysayer voice.
Yeah.
That's going to always be out there. And I'm going to share another great quote. And this one, again, I didn't come up with this. These are men who have been pillars, to me. A gentleman locally named Clarence Boykins. He made a statement. I used to go sit in his office all the time and talk. He was one of my mentors during my initial years as a district administrator. And he would say, no one's ever built a monument to a critic. And once you get that in your brain, your critics are going to be there. We see it day in and day out, and I'm faith-based, Andrea, so excuse me if I go there, but even in the sense of one of the most read books, the Bible, in the Bible, Jesus had lots of critics, so we live on this earth, someone's going to criticize you. And so you have to surround yourself with people who believe in you, people who believe in what you can do, people who believe in your capability, and even have some folks in your corner who believe in what you can do more than you may believe. Wow. And that's going to make the difference. That's going to make the difference.
Absolutely. I love that, man. That what you just said right now at the end was very powerful, of how, when you don't believe in it, like sometimes people will believe in it more than you do. And then that says a lot, because I know that for myself, just having my coach believing in my vision helped me believe in mine, and me too, me believing in my clients in their vision helped them believe in themselves. And that's just such a beautiful thing, a beautiful space to have when you're doubting yourself, when you're bringing yourself down. Just having those people around you is just extremely important to make sure that you stay on track, stay motivated, stay moving forward. So because, you're going to need that. So just kind of like, I would like for you to kind of put your coaching hat on, which you've already pretty much been doing this whole program till now. But, for the people that are just like, man, but I don't know how to get started. Like, how do I even get started? Like those people that want to start a business, that they want to, just do it. Finally, just like get in there. What tips would you give those people who are kind of on the fence, that they're like, I don't know if I should do this. Maybe I'm not good enough. What will they think or say about me? Maybe the fear pressure is too much. What would you tell those people that have been thinking about that dream, that business for weeks, months, years, maybe decades? What advice would you give them to get started?
Write your vision out, put it on paper. I know we've heard that a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Heard it growing up in school.
Yep.
But it is real. Just this whole idea of taking something from your brain, a vision that you've been given, something that's been put on your heart, that's 100% yours.
Yeah.
It's no one else's.
Yeah.
Take the time to put it on paper, because now you're putting some effort. You're putting some effort into that action, and you're writing it down on paper, and you're mapping out the vision that you've been given for your business. That's step one I would share. And then next, I would say research or find someone from internationally, nationally, and then more realistically, locally, that's doing what you're doing, and reach out to them, for honest help and support. And then number three, be willing to invest financially in what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to invest your time and money and effort into what you want, how can you expect someone else to want to do that same investment in time and give it to you?
Woo.
I think that third one is a hard one for people.
Yes.
We want to build something great without putting any financial backing behind it. We're not saying throw your whole paycheck or all your money at it, or, take out a huge loan, but maybe a baby step. I don't know how to start a business, so let me go take a business class.
Yeah.
Or let me reach out to someone who coaches people through this. Yeah. And there's where the truth, that's where the truth comes in, and the rubber meets the road, is that, you invested your time, your effort, and your finances into building your business, building your brand. It's going to cost you something.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the knowledge, you're going to have to reach out to other people. Going to have to reach out. The other thing is, though, as you become more self-aware and spend that quiet time, you'll know who's like in your corner, who's not in your corner. But you have to be willing to get past that fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
It's better to take a step forward and try than to not try at all.
I love it, man. I definitely agree. I mean, I just yesterday I made another investment in my business, and it was one of those investments that I was like, oh man, this is some good money. But of course I need to make this investment. It's a no-brainer. I need to. And I mean, over the years, I've invested thousands of dollars in myself. And the greatest investment you can make is in yourself. So really listen to what Jimmy said right now. Write that vision, write it out. Look for people who are doing what you want to be doing. Maybe a mentor. If not, get a coach, get somebody who's already doing it, pay them so that they can give you the map to get there faster. I know I learned that the hard way of I don't want to pay so much because it's too much money. Yeah, but then me just trying to figure it out myself took me years, which actually cost me money. So, what you're paying people for is saving you time from you doing it by yourself. So these are great tips. I mean, this has been an amazing masterclass that Jimmy's been giving us. But
can I add one more?
Absolutely.
And then the other is follow the process. Once they give you that help, follow the process. Yeah. Don't try to jump over them.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't jump to step 50. Start with step number 1. So
get to 3. Get to 3.
Yeah. Yeah, man. No, I love that. Thank you, Jimmy, for sharing that. But Jimmy, just tell us, tell the audience, what's next, what's coming up for you. If there's anything that you want to share of people that could be on the lookout for. And, for anybody that wants to work with you, wants to hire you, please give us your information so that, they can get your details and, in case they would like to work with you or maybe bring you in as a speaker.
Awesome. I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you've got a great platform here called I Believe in Myself Leadership Coaching. So hopefully this has been motivating to people. And then just what I've shared, hopefully, some folks, new listeners, some folks listening will to reach out to you, Andreas, for I Believe in Myself coaching. I do want to share I'll share two of my books. I'm working on the third book now.
Nice.
So the first one is this one, 9 Leadership Habits to Empower Teams.
I got that.
Timeless Principles and Leading by Example. I'm big on timeless principles because timeless principles transcends all isms, race, gender, ethnicity, socioeconomic status. And then this book here, Equipped to Serve, Empowered People, Empower Others. I've got some great reviews on that book there. Both are on Amazon. I'll give out my cell phone number. Reach out to me. Text is great. Just because, you know, we don't always answer phones to unknown numbers nowadays. But 520-247-9963. That's my cell phone. My website is Jimmy Hart, JIMMYHART Global, GLOBAL.com, JimmyHartGlobal.com. Definitely reach out if you'd like to work with our company. We do a lot of work in leadership development like Andreas does. We also do a lot of work in the education environment and a lot of work in the area of diversity. Andreas, we have a groundbreaking diversity platform, if you will, that we use, and it's called R.A.I. Again, another thing that I didn't create, but was gifted from a mentor. And R.A.I is an acronym. It's not a name, and it's R.A.I. And R.A.I stands for respect, affirmation, and inclusion. Oh, nice. And the reason we approach our work this way is because everyone wants to be respected, everyone wants to be affirmed, and everyone wants to be included in a part of something. Absolutely. And so if we can start our work there, it helps us break down barriers and walls, and no one can argue with those 3 words. And whether you're 6, 46, or 86, you want to be respected, you want to be affirmed, and you want to be included into something. So I appreciate you allowing me the opportunity. Again, just thank you for allowing me to come on your platform and share. I'm grateful for the I Believe in Myself leadership coaching because you're doing some dynamic work. Definitely thank you for the times you've sat and met with me to talk on leadership and coaching. So I appreciate that.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate it. Yeah, guys. So reach out to Jimmy. I mean, he's a great guy, definitely doing a lot of great things. Get his books, go to Amazon. I mean, they're well worth a good read. You know, if you're a leader, you definitely want to learn from this man who's been a leader for, I mean, his whole life pretty much. And he's definitely had some wisdom passed on to him from amazing leaders. I mean, I already wrote down some of the quotes that these leaders gave to him, including his father, which is a beautiful thing because now it's like your father's legacy, you know, it will continue to live on because you just gave me that wisdom to me, and now it's passed on to me, and now it's passed on to my audience. That's the beauty about wisdom. So thank you for sharing that. And yeah, so anybody that wants to reach out to Jimmy, please do so. But I also want to say thank you for taking the time to, you know, watch the show. And we will be seeing you on the next episode of the Blueprint on How to Turn Goals into Achievement podcast for entrepreneurs. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.